problem 3 of the second part of the exam. And problem 3 reads, let f of x be this function. Find, if none, write none. A, B, C, and D. A reads each vertical asymptote of f of x. B, the limit as x approaches positive infinity of f of x. And C as the limit as x approaches negative infinity of f of x. And then D, each horizontal asymptote of f of x. Alright, before we go ahead and start this problem, just a quick recall. Remember that finding the limit as x approaches positive infinity of the function and the limit as x approaches negative infinity of the same function, that's the same as finding the horizontal asymptotes. So when you find those limits are the horizontal asymptotes. Alright, so we'll definitely need that for B, C, and D, because if we find B and C, being positive infinity and negative infinity of the same function, we're automatically finding the horizontal asymptotes. So once we find these two values, we already found the answer to D. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with A. Alright, so A, each vertical asymptote of f of x. So we have this. Alright, so in order to find the vertical asymptotes of a rational expression, we have to make the denominator equal to 0. So, set equal to 0. So, 9 minus 3e to the x equals 0. So if I do that, move the 3e to the x to the other side, we obtain that, then divide both sides by 3. So if we do that, we get e to the x is equal to 3. Alright, in order to solve this for x, we must take ln of both sides. So ln e to the x is equal to ln of 3. But if we do that, we can bring the x down. We have x times ln of e equals ln of 3. But ln of e is 1, therefore x is equal to ln of 3. So when x is equal to ln of 3, we get 0 in the denominator. And that's going to be our vertical asymptote. So vertical asymptote is x equals ln of 3. So VA for vertical asymptote. And that's that. Vertical asymptote is that. Alright, so we've got A. Let's do B now. So B, find the limit as x approaches infinity of f of x. So take the limit as x approaches infinity of this function. So 4, 9 minus 3 e to the x. Alright, so go ahead and plug in infinity. So go ahead and plug in infinity, we're going to get, so this is equal to 4 divided by 9 minus e to the infinity. But e to the infinity, if you recall, the graph of e to the x as x goes to infinity, the y value goes to infinity. So this is infinity, so e to the infinity is infinity. So we have 9 minus infinity, it's just another big infinity. So we have 4 divided by infinity. So 4 divided by infinity is 0. So if you recall, so that's the graph of that one. So if you recall, that graph as x approaches infinity, so as x is going to infinity, the y value is approaching 0. So this here is approaching 0, so this is 0. Alright, so the limit as x approaches infinity, that's 0. Now let's do part C. So C says, now take the limit as x approaches negative infinity. So limit as x approaches negative infinity of the same function. So let's rewrite that. 9 minus 3e to the x. So we plug in negative infinity now, we're going to get 4 divided by 9 minus 3 e to the negative infinity. Okay, but this is the same thing as saying 9 minus 3, let's rewrite this, 9 minus 3 divided by e to the infinity. So I can go ahead and bring that negative down, so I'll have it here, and that's positive to infinity, so now it's e to the infinity. Alright, so if it's e to the infinity, recall the graph I just erased. So that's e to the x, and as this goes to infinity, x goes to infinity, the y goes to infinity. So therefore, we have infinity here, so we have 3 over infinity, and that's the other graph I erased, so any number divided by infinity by a very big number is very close to 0, so that's 0. So we have 4 divided by 9 minus 0, but that's just 4 divided by 9. So we found the limit as x approaches infinity coming we found as x is approaching positive infinity and x is approaching negative infinity. We got that 0, 0, and that's 4 over 9. But we know that to find the horizontal asymptotes, we just need to take as x goes to positive infinity and x goes to negative infinity. But we already did that. Therefore, so for part D, so we got A, B, and C, and we obtained that this was 0, and we obtained that this was 4 over 9. But now that we have that, these two are horizontal asymptotes. So therefore, we can write it over here. So part D, HA for horizontal asymptotes are y equal to 0 and y equal to 4 over 9. Let's write that. Alright, so that's that. So very important, limit as x approaches positive infinity and the limit as x approaches negative infinity is the same thing as finding our horizontal asymptotes. So in this case, we found our horizontal asymptotes right here. All we had to do was just know that that's what we found to plug it in here. Alright.